Good morning, friends. This early morning session is dedicated to class 12, and we are doing the second part of Memories of Childhood by Jit Kalasa and Bama. Yeah, this is the story that Bama is narrating. The narrator is taking us back to her early childhood when she was studying in class 3. The walk from the school to her home was just a 10 to 15 minutes walk, but she generally took, half an hour to an hour to cover that distance. The reason was that there were interesting sights on the way and that she didn't want to miss. And that is the reason why she took half an hour to 1 hour to cover the distance. The, the sights of in the, performing monkeys, the snake charmer, and the cyclist who had been pedaling for many days, and the pongal, offerings being cooked outside the house were some of the sights which really, amused her, and she was delighted to see. Then there were other activities going on in the market, the political procession, then the puppet show, political, political procession, and the stunt, actions going on the way also, I mean, amused her, and she was bound to stop and watch all these things happening. These were the things that really amused her. The market was full of seasonal fruits and stalls. This made her completely spellbound, and that is the reason why she took half an hour to 1 hour to cover that small distance from the school to home. One day, while the narrator was returning home, she saw a threshing floor being, processed or being made, and the people from her communities were driving the cattle, and the owner, the landlord, was watching the proceedings going on. Just then she saw an elder from her street. He was carrying something in a string. He was holding a packet with the help of a string. Perhaps it was vadai that was contained in the packet. The packet was being carried by the elder of her street with the help of a string, and he was not supposed to touch the packet because it would get polluted or something like that. Then, the way the elder walked and handed over the packet to the landlord really made the narrator completely burst with laughter. She went on laughing, seeing this, the peculiar way the elder of her state walked. She went home and narrated this incident to her elder brother, and she went on laughing controllably. She went on laughing freely, but that didn't really amuse her elder brother. Having heard all this about this incident, the elder brother was quite serious. He told that the elder of the street who was carrying the packet and the people who were driving cattle all belonged to their own caste. I mean, the low caste, and the landlord belonged to the upper caste. That was that they were not supposed to touch the packet or touch anything. If they touched anything, in their opinion, that would get polluted. That is the reason why the elder was carrying the packet with the help of his strings, and he was not supposed to touch it. This really made, the narrator quite serious. She no more laughed at that, and she got infuriated, and she was provoked. She just decided to touch that packet, and she just thought if she would have been there in place of the elder, she would have touched the packet. And that is how she reacted to the situation. Then her elder brother told her and to study hard and become some productive citizen. He told her that it is only through the education that she can break up all these barrier of caste and untouchability. These words made a deep impression on Bama, and she studied hard and she stood first in the class. This really made her realize that only the education of the children, the education can really give them opportunity to break that barrier of caste and untouchability. So the second incident also makes us realize that the prevailing untouchability in the society during those days was a stigma on the face of the society. And the girl like Bahma, who could see her men being, treated very inferior. They were not allowed to touch any food or any food packet with their hand. They were supposed to work like a laborer, and they were not having freedom to express themselves. They often shivered in front of the dominant high caste people. So the prevailing discrimination between the upper caste and the low caste really touched her mind, and she really felt that this untouchability was a stigma that was really a curse to these people born to that. But she decided to study hard and break that barrier of untouchability and become, equally capable like anybody of other caste. And that is how this story has given us the clue that during those days, Indian society badly suffered from the caste discrimination and untouchability and caste inequality, and which really made an impression on her mind. And the advice given by her brother to study hard and break these barriers of untouchability and come out of this, all marginalization of the society and all the under and unprivileged, opportunities, and become privileged and show the guts and talent, really is praiseworthy. The narrator has really shown the second part of the story also as an inspiration to those who really suffer from the stigma of caste inequality, that they, if they have guts and courage, they can study hard, they can come out of this social injustice, and they can prove themselves worthy of living a good life. And that is what the narrator has focused upon in the second story, where Bama has really narrated some of the incidents. And the beginning of the story suggests that Bama was, like any other child, was very much amused with the sights like snake charmer, the feats of monkey performing on the street, and the pongal, offerings being cooked outside, the processions going on in the market, the stunt actions, and many other things happening. Just she loved to watch them and get herself amused. This clearly and apparently suggests that, like any other child, Bama was also a very lovable child, and she preferred to live, and watch these things for amusement and entertain herself on the way from school to home. That is what this story is all about. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead. Thanks a lot.